The air was crisp, leaves crunching under my feet. Autumn, a time for reflection, for nature to shed the old and prepare for new beginnings. But my heart felt heavy, a storm brewing within. Each rustle of leaves whispered secrets, secrets that clung to me like a shroud. My daughter, Lily, skipped ahead, her laughter a melody that momentarily pierced the darkness. She was so innocent, so full of life. I vowed to protect her from the shadows that haunted our family, shadows I could no longer outrun. Memories like fallen leaves swirled around me. I was 17 the year the Millers moved in. Their parents' divorce was messy, public. My parents, pillars of the community, offered them refuge. We were to be their haven. Sarah, their daughter, was my age, shy, fragile. She clung to me like a lifeline. I became her confidant, her protector. We shared secrets, dreams, and the unspoken fear that families could crumble without warning. One night, the world tilted on its axis. My father, his face ashen, told me Sarah was gone. "Run away," he said, unable to meet my eyes. My mother, always stoic, was a statue of grief. But something felt wrong, a dissonance I couldn't place. Years later, the truth unraveled like a frayed thread. My aunt, on her deathbed, confessed. Sarah hadn't run away. My mother, convinced Sarah had seduced my father, accused her, driving the Millers out. My father, to protect his reputation, stayed silent. The revelation hit me like a physical blow. My parents, the arbiters of right and wrong, had shattered my world, and Sarah, the girl who trusted me, disappeared, her voice silenced. The guilt was a suffocating weight. Now, watching Lily, the fear was crippling. What if history repeated itself? What if my family's legacy of deceit and silence poisoned her life too? I couldn't let that happen. I had to break free. The conflict raged within me. My parents, despite their flaws, were still my parents. But what about Sarah? What about the little girl who looked to me for protection? Could I stay silent, knowing an innocent life was destroyed? The thought of confronting my parents filled me with dread. Their world, built on a foundation of lies, would crumble. And what about Lily? How could I expose her to such ugliness? Yet the truth had a way of surfacing, leaving deeper scars the longer it was buried. Days turned into weeks. The burden of the secret a lead weight in my stomach. Sleep was elusive, haunted by dreams of Sarah's face, her eyes pleading for help. My silence was deafening, a betrayal of the very values I wanted to instill in Lily. One evening, as I tucked Lily into bed, she looked at me with innocent eyes. "Mommy, you can tell me anything. You always tell me the truth, right?" Her words pierced my heart. How could I teach her about integrity while harboring such a monstrous lie? The decision, once made, filled me with a sense of terrifying freedom. I wouldn't let fear paralyze me anymore. I owed it to Sarah, to Lily, and to myself to speak the truth. I started by writing everything down, pouring years of suppressed emotions onto paper. The words flowed, a torrent of anger, pain, and a desperate yearning for justice. I wrote until my hand cramped, until the silence was broken by my own voice. Confronting my parents was the hardest thing I've ever done. They denied, they raged, they pleaded for understanding. But I stood my ground, my voice shaking but unwavering. The truth, like sunlight, disinfected the festering wounds of the past. The journey to healing was long and arduous. There were tears, accusations, and moments of agonizing silence. But through it all, I held on to the hope that by breaking the cycle of silence, I was paving the way for a brighter future. Today, as I watch Lily play, Her laughter echoing through the autumn leaves, I feel a glimmer of peace. The shadows haven't vanished entirely, but they no longer hold power over me. I have faced the darkness and emerged stronger, my voice a beacon of hope. The past cannot be undone, but we can learn from it. I will teach Lily the importance of courage, of speaking truth to power, and of never letting fear silence her voice. This is my promise, not just to her, but to the memory of Sarah and to the countless others whose voices have been unjustly silenced.